Hello everyone, it is February 17th, and if you don't live in America, you might not know what that means, but if you live in America, you know exactly what it means. February 17th is President's Day, the day off we get to idolize white males, and males in general, who are fascists and terrible people. I mean, it's 2020. Do we still need to be having President's Day? I think that's a serious question, especially, think about how many presidents we've had to impeach, right? We've had a fair few presidents that we've had to impeach. I feel like we've glorified the position of the president when our own president doesn't even glorify it and give it the respect it deserves. So I think there's a myriad of reasons why we need to abolish President's Day. For one, of course, let's not ignore who we have in office right now. We have a fascist in office who doesn't have to follow the laws. So do we really want, number one, does Trump deserve President's Day? I think that's the number one, the biggest one. Number two, President's Day was made to honor specifically George Washington and I think Jefferson, who were both white male slave owners. And I know what you're going to say, okay, doesn't President's Day also encompass Lincoln's birthday? But I think Lincoln gets a lot of credit that he doesn't deserve. Yeah, Lincoln did in some ways abolish slavery, but he was more, his reasoning wasn't out of, he wasn't an abolitionist at heart. It was just that he happened to fall into that position. And think about this, he didn't even desegregate the Union Army. Like, does he really care about black people? Okay, he's a fake POC supporter. We see a lot of those nowadays. Believe it or not, they existed back then too. The number two on it, or number three now actually, is I really feel like the people we should be honoring are the first spouses, because a lot of times they do more good. I mean, Abraham Lincoln would not be the same without Mary Todd. Like, without her guiding hand and her convincing him to do some good for once and free the slaves, he wouldn't have done it. So we need the guiding hand. So I have a list here of some of the best first spouses. So we're just going to go through that so we can honor them on this Spouse Day. We have Dolly Madison, of course. Who could forget about her? Sarah Polk, of course. Abigail Fillmore, of course. Mary Todd, who I talked about. Eleanor Roosevelt. Of course, we have Betty Ford. Who could forget Betty? And, we can't forget about Hillary Clinton. She wasn't just a presidential candidate, which is obviously very impressive. She was also one of the best first spouses that has ever existed. I mean, she did so much to fight the rampant drug crisis that we're having. And I think she really cared a lot about a lot of people. And she really, she was an activist first, in a first spouse second. And now finally, of course, in my opinion, the first spouse who we should change the date to her birthday, Michelle Obama. I think by far she's been the best first spouse. She was the first POC spouse. Of course, she's not going to be the last, but she was the first POC spouse and by far the most important spouse that we've had. So I think that pretty much outlines why I feel like President's Day is BS. I mean, we're already getting rid of Columbus Day, replacing with a better holiday, an Indigenous Peoples Day, if you guys aren't hip. So if we can get rid of Columbus Day because of the bad, bloody history of that, why can't we get rid of President's Day and stop glorifying all these white racist men? Like, come on. Seriously, it's 2020. Anyway, hope you guys enjoyed. This is sort of a little impromptu video here. Hope it's not too rambly. I just wanted to get my thoughts out here so that you guys can maybe internalize them and learn from them. Anyway, hope you guys have a fantastic day. I'll see you guys next time. Goodbye.